Chuck Holton is now live in Fort Myers, Florida. Chuck, great to have you on the program. I'm glad you're safe and sound.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy last night, Grant. As I said, during the storm, we didn't see a lot of debris, at least, not like buildings and that sort of thing. Now driving around this morning, once I was finally able to get out of that neighborhood, I don't see a tremendous amount of structural damage to homes and that sort of thing. Here's the problem that we're seeing is just a lot of downed trees, down power lines, a few broken windows and that sort of thing. I think what's going to make this storm very expensive for Florida is just the fact that it covered the entire state. So it's not just localized here to Fort Myers or Naples or that area. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's going to make it pretty tough to recover from.
When you talk about it being everywhere, different parts of the states are dealing with different things. We saw a tremendous storm surge in Miami. And then we've seen that storm surge all the way up the East Coast to Jacksonville, Florida, where it's 2 feet more than it had in the worst storm in Jacksonville's recorded history. So flooding clearly going to be a problem in many cities across Florida.
Yeah, and here in Fort Myers, the neighborhood I was in overnight flooded tremendously. Fortunately, the homes are all built up on mounds about 2 feet higher. But I talked to people that had lived in that neighborhood for more than a decade, and they said that there's never been water in that neighborhood. And today I had to drive out, literally had water going over the hood of my truck as I was driving out of the neighborhood. I can't believe I actually made it out of there. In some places it was waist deep in the streets. So, and that's not storm surge. That's not saltwater inundation. That is just rainfall. It was a tremendous amount of rain last night. So that may be a while before it gets drained out.
And in Miami, where we just saw a video of the storm surge coming in through the streets of Miami, that is storm surge. And what's amazing is as quick as that water comes in, that water will leave, but clearly it will leave a wake of destruction behind it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then, like we saw in Houston last week, the rainfall flooding, like we saw in that neighborhood I was in last night, that will take longer to go away, and that means more mold problems, mildew problems, rot problems, that sort of thing. They're already getting started taking trees down that were broken and cleaning up some of the debris, but this is clearly going to take a long time. If you're in the business of tree removal, you're going to have work for probably a year or more.
Yeah, and Chuck, first responders, as far as what they went through last night, were you able to listen to any of them, and how busy were they?
They were very busy, and of course, during the worst of the storm, they all just pulled in and sheltered as well. They were on the radio saying, listen, if you have a problem, we cannot come help you right now. You are on your own. And I was thinking about that, when it comes to the issue of the people that were sheltering in place or the people that were going to the shelters, they truly were on their own. And at least the Red Cross shelter that I visited, but the day before the storm, they had big signs up everywhere. No firearms, no weapons allowed. You're not allowed to protect yourself in those shelters. And that, to me, would be the deal breaker. That's the reason that I think a lot of people chose to stay in their home.